Is there any spirits in this room with us? Don't be afraid. We mean you no harm. We're just here to respect you.
My name is Mark Tuckey, and I set up a company called the Isle of Wight Ghost Experience. I started the company just doing ghost walks. My very first ghost walk was the Newport Ghost Walk back in 1994. I was working at a printer's, and a lady walked in called Gay Baldwin, who is the author of all the Isle of Wight ghost books, and she had just written the Newport Ghost Walk. Chance comment just said, actually I'm looking for somebody to lead the walk. And for some reason or other, I jumped at that. That's how it all began. This location here is quite interesting. It's Rilston Manor, which is now a hotel, and the grounds are a small park open to the public. But when it was originally built, it was under the instruction of Queen Victoria. Once it was all complete, she gave the whole thing as a gift to her doctor here on the island on his retirement, as a thank you for looking after her family while they were here on the Isle of Wight. For the investigation, I have two principal mediums in Sarah and Toby.
My name's Sarah Wilkins and I'm a medium.
And I'm Toby Slight and I'm also a medium.
And he experimented on dogs to discover this by looking at the thyroids of dogs.
Right, now hang on, because Toby and I downstairs, what did we keep
Toby had dogs.
Dogs, that there were dogs connected.
Choosing mediums is a very tricky thing to do. There are a lot of mediums who I don't believe in whatsoever. So my mediums have to prove themselves. I tend to be the historian and researcher. So whatever I find out, I never tell them. And I put them to the test, and if they come up with the results that are correct, then I know they are genuine.
I've known from a very, very young age, at least the age of 5, petrified to leave my room because my room would be full of people. So to get to the toilet, so to get from my bed to go to the toilet, I was too frightened, so I'd stay in bed because I'd have to walk through people. But my family's always known I've had it.
My parents would say different, but I knew probably in my late teens, early 20s that I had a gift. And it would be just, I'd go into a building or wherever, a restaurant or whatever, and I would feel things and my attitude would change. So that's how I understood that I had a gift.
I also have a technical team with Caroline and her son Asa, and they set up CCTV, sound recording, and other technical pieces of equipment.
Right, so this first piece of equipment is called the EM pump. So what this does is it distributes electromagnetic energy in a circle, like a magnetic field. So the energy then goes back into itself. So the second piece of equipment is an EMF meter, which measures electromagnetic energy in milligauss. So you turn it on and make a little beeping noise. So then this meter here, where it goes up to this way, means there's electromagnetic energy. Then if it gets past a point, it will start to flash like it did earlier and give the alarm. So that's generally an indication that there is a spiritual presence, because the main theory is that they use electromagnetic energy to communicate and to exist. The PSB7 spirit box. So it's basically an FM radio with a little antenna, and it sweeps through FM frequency radios, and so you just turn it on and then get the sweep. So each little noise is a different radio station. So the theory is that they can communicate through white noise. So for this one, if someone would speak into it, you could hear it in their actual voice.
Can you tell us what your name is, please? The guy that said hello. How many of you are in this room with us? Three? I've got 4. 7.
7. Yeah, but it's definitely 7.
7.
How many of us are in this room?
I don't feel it's my job to prove anything. All I would say to somebody is to have an open mind, come and try it, come and see it. And it's a bit like scientists and things like that. And you've got people that are really negative towards it. You know, because there are people out there that, you know, that play act. There are people out there that fib. You know, and we don't. We've got no reason to. At the end of the day, you know, we're not doing it to make loads of money or anything like that. We do it because we love doing it.
Just got back in here, and one of your girls told me that she went into that room over there called Ash, and she had a man's voice say something along the lines of "Get out." So then I went over to check the door, and it's locked, and it shouldn't be locked. It was open the whole time, because otherwise how would she get in there?
For me, it was quite scary when I was younger. It frightened me for a long, long time, and it took me a long time to get used to it. And for me to, what they call ghost hunting, we don't ghost hunt. We go into a beautiful home or, you know, or a location. We find out the history, we find out the story behind it, and it's lovely. And I just say to somebody, just come and have an open mind and just see. But we're not here to prove anything. That's not what we do. The thing is, if you try to hold your hand like that, just loosely or by yourself, your hand after a while, you go, oh God, I can't be bothered. It's not play acting. That, you know, he does.
Usually it's on the side, it's going that way, but he wants to go that way.
So really, truthfully, what you should do is, if you move out the way, I'd like you to be able to step on the bed and take him, because he's trying to take you where he wants you to go.
Yeah, I'm sweating. Do my fingers are wet.
What you believe is entirely up to you, and that's what makes you as a person. But I think that come along, as Sarah said, come along, have it, see what it's all about. It's interesting if you're just interested in history.
Yeah,
whether you believe it or not, it's irrelevant.
And it's about listening and feeling and allowing yourself, you know, to feel and see different things. And we've had somebody tonight who doesn't normally feel anything at all, and she's had loads and loads tonight because she's had the connection, and it's, you know, I've really enjoyed tonight.
It's one of these locations again that we've come along to. Again, as Sarah said, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know any of the history of the place. And we've been to a few of these places now where Mark will say, "You've got to come along and try that. You know, come and have a look at this place." I didn't think it would be as active as it was.
No, I didn't either.
You know, it's this funny little house in the middle of nowhere.
And it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and it is beautiful. But the amount of history that we picked up and the amount of energy that's here, I thought was really good.